Hello again. So in this video we're going to talk through the first of the scenarios that are available in the IAP landing page, which is the one where you're dealing with somebody who's not on the electoral register at all. So they haven't registered to vote and they would like to. So the first thing to check in that case is they are going to need their national insurance number. They might not know it if they don't know it off the top of their head. Many of us don't. It should be pretty easy to find. It should be on any pay slips they have, or any letters from the tax office, or the benefit letters. So hopefully they will be able to find that information. It's a good idea before you start going through the process to make sure they are able to access that national insurance number. Okay, once we're ready to go, select the register to vote option on the landing page of the IAP. It may pop up and ask you to accept some cookies. Just accept those. You'll then go through a series of questions. So the first one, you'll need to select their country of residence and their nationality. You'll then need to find out their date of birth and enter that. You'll need to get their full name. That's the first name, last name, and any middle names. The next section, you need to ask if they've ever changed their name. Now that can be a sensitive issue, and it's important to be clear with the voter that they can say prefer not to say. It's best not to press them because there can be all kinds of reasons why people might not want to enter a previous name. After that comes the national insurance number. So hopefully we've got hold of that. You can enter that. For the next screen, you can enter their postcode and either select the address from the list or enter their address manually. The next section, you have to ask the voter about any other addresses they may have. Now this is again an important point. If they have more than one address, and there could be a number of reasons for that, if they have more than one address, they will need to make two separate applications. So just let them know that and carry on with this application. We're just going to complete this and then you'll have to do a second one. The voter's then asked if they've moved within the last 12 months, because it could be that they were perhaps registered at a previous address. So if the answer to that is yes, you can enter their old address and that will just remove any electoral roll entry for them at that previous address. So that's quite handy. Another important point next, they're asked if they want to opt out of the open register. Now remember, there may be some voters out there who have stayed off the register on purpose because they don't want their name and address to be public. So this is quite important to get across. Point out that they can opt out, which would keep their name and address private, but that will not affect their right to vote, any other rights. It won't affect their credit rating. It's a perfectly valid position to take that you want to opt out of the open register. The next section is consent to be contacted by telephone or email. And also at the same time they'll be asked if they will allow Indie First to keep a hold of their contact details and contact them in future. Those are both options. Make sure, it's really important to make sure that it's the voter who presses submit to submit the form to the government when that's completed, and it's the voter who presses the allow button on the Indie First consent box if indeed they consent. We can't do that for them. It's legally important that it is the voter who makes that choice and is aware that they made that choice. Once that process is completed, that's it. They will have to wait for the system to process it, but they should get notification that they're now registered at their own address. They're now registered to vote. Always remember to keep in touch with developments at the IAP website, www.iap.scot. And I'll speak to you again soon.